Can this actually be calculated? If so, please tell me how. Well, let's give it a try. Okay, let me show you guys how I solve for this unknown side. In fact, I use law of sine. So if you know a non-trick solution, please comment down below and let me know. But anyway, here we have a regular hexagon. So we have 6 sides and all the sides are equal and all the interior angles are equal. And we know that this angle here is 45 degrees and we know this side here is 2. And because this is the only length that's given, so we must involve this length. And the way I did it is, first I connect from here to here. So we have a triangle right here. And let me just call this the blue triangle. And let's actually figure out the angles inside of this blue triangle first. To do so, I will first tell you this angle here is 120 degrees. Because we have a regular hexagon. For a hexagon, we have 6 sides. Go ahead and minus 2. Just always minus 2. And then you multiply by 180 degrees. This will give you 720 degrees. And this will tell you the angle sum inside of the hexagon. Why this way? Well, if you have a hexagon that's 6 sides, doesn't matter if it's a regular or not. The reason that you minus 2 is because you can actually break this down into 4 triangles. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then for each triangle, the angle sum inside is 180 degrees. So just multiply by 180 degrees. And you can imagine if you have a pentagon which has 5 sides, you can just do 5 minus 2, multiply by 180 degrees, and that will tell you the angle sum inside of a pentagon. Alright, and because this is a regular hexagon, so that means all the angles inside are the same. So just go ahead, divide this by 6, and we will end up with 120 degrees. So this angle is 120 degrees. Likewise for this angle is 120 degrees. Likewise for this, and the rest. Alright, let's see. All the sides are the same, so we know this is congruent to that. And because of that, we actually know that this angle is the same as that angle. Well, how do we figure that out then? Check this out. I know that this and that together is 120 degrees and another 120 degrees already. For this part, it's a trapezoid technically, which the inside is 360 degrees. So just do 360 degrees minus 2 of the 120 degrees and then divide by 2. On the top is 360 minus 240, which is 120. Divided by 2, we get 60 degrees. So this angle is 60. Likewise, this angle is also 60 degrees. That said, we can actually figure out what this angle is. To do so, we know the whole thing from here to here is 120. So let's just do 120 minus 45 minus 60. We will get 15. So that's 15 here. And then for this angle here, well, from here to here is 120. And then we know this right here is 60, so just minus 60 degrees. So we get 60 degrees, and that's right here. And for this one right here, we know the blue triangle, the angle sum is 180. So just minus 15 and then minus 60. We will get 105. So just like that. Now as we can see, we have all the angles inside of the triangle, and we also know this side is 2. So we can use the law of sine to figure out the rest of the sides. And which side do we care though? Well, remember, we're trying to find out what this side is. And to help us out, I'm going to connect from here to here. And I'm going to have a triangle again in red like this. As you can see, we have one side that's in common for the blue and also the red triangle right there. So that side must be important, right? Let me call that x. And let's figure out what that is. To do so, we will have to use law of sine. And I am just going to do a quick review with you guys. Here is the law of sine, which says if we have a triangle, let's say we have angles A, B, and C, and then the corresponding sides, little a here, little b here, and little c here. We know that sine of angle A over little a equals sine of angle B over little b, and then we can also do the same for sine of angle C over little c. Here's a little secret for you guys. If you want to find out missing sides, do the reciprocals, it's easier. In other words, little a over sine of capital A is equal to little b over sine of capital B, and that's equal to little c over sine of angle C. It's easier this way. So now let's have a look. We have this side and this angle, right? But we have to look at 15 degrees and also the 2, because 2 is the only one that we know. So check this out. By law of sine, we know that x over sine of 60 degrees must equal to 2 over sine of 15 degrees. And I'm not going to simplify anything until the very end. Right here, I'm just going to tell you x is equal to multiply sine of 60 degrees on both sides. So we have 2 sine of 60 degrees over sine of 15 degrees. So that's what x is. Now, we know x already. Let's go back to the picture. Especially for the red triangle, let's figure out the missing angles. Do we know about this angle here? Yes, we do. But what is it? Well, be careful. We will have to look at this top triangle here real quick. Firstly though, we know that this side is the same as that side because again, we have a regular hexagon. And this angle here is 120 degrees. So that means what? For this angle, just go ahead and do 180 minus 120 divided by 2. And we get 30 degrees. Right? As of this triangle, the base angles are the same. So this is 30. So that means this part here is 30 degrees. Meaning that the red one here is 15 degrees. Okay? And you know what? This is really cool because the whole thing from here to here should be 120 degrees, right? And we know this right here is 30 degrees already. So let's just go ahead and do 120 degrees minus 30, which is 90 degrees. In fact, we have a right triangle here. Now, check this out. We actually have a right triangle. This is 15 degrees, and that's the question mark that we don't know. And we know the hypotenuse of the red triangle, which is x. So, I'm actually going to finish this right here for you guys. All we have to do is that we know sine of 15 degrees must be equal to opposite, which is the question mark, over the hypotenuse, which is x. So I will just write down question mark over the hypotenuse, which is 2 sine of 60 degrees over sine of 15 degrees. Now, just focus on this. Multiply the denominator on both sides. Then we will see the question mark will be equal to sine of 15 degrees times the whole denominator, which is 2 sine 60 degrees over sine of 15 degrees. This is really cool because sine of 15 degrees, they cancel. And what's sine of 60 degrees? Okay, remember your 30, 60, 90 special right triangle. If this right here is 60 degrees, this is the right triangle. This right here is 30 degrees. Then we will know that the ratio of the sides will be 1, square root of 3, and 2. So, sine of 60 degrees, opposite is square root of 3, over the hypotenuse, which is 2. So, question mark is equal to 2 times sine 60, which is square root of 3 over 2, and the 2 and 2 cancel. Finally, we know question mark is equal to square root of 3. So, there you have it, and that's it.